Today is January 17th, out here with Chris. Today's video is gonna be shorter and a little bit different than some of the previous videos you've seen. Today we're gonna get out to shoot, but while we're out shooting, I'm gonna kind of talk to you about how to develop your style as a photographer and when it comes to editing. Over the years, I've done so many different things, and we're just gonna talk about it while we're out shooting. Should be a good day. As always, had to hit chrome yellow. Shout out to them, best in the game.
Can I just leave? I don't care.
You can leave your car, yeah. So right now it's almost 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock maybe. For anyone who asks in the comments or is always curious like how you make money as a photographer, that's why we're out here so late shooting, is because during the day, most photographers I know work with clients. You go work with your clients, you do your client work, you get that knocked out, and then when you're done with that, you get out to shoot your fun stuff. So that is what we're doing right now. We're gonna go around the city and do the fun stuff. Chris claims he knows the code to this building. Doesn't seem to know it right now. All right, Chris is in. So check it out, here's the view we're working with today. Not bad at all. All right, so we're gonna shoot for a little while. So before we get going, I wanna start talking about this whole editing style and photo style thing. Basically, the biggest key to finding your style and finding how you wanna edit your photos is time. You have to give yourself time and let these things develop. These photos right here were photos I took in 2014, I believe, and they look completely different than the photos I have now. I'm almost embarrassed to even show these. I was doing this crazy stuff with colors, all this ridiculous editing things, but these photos led me to what I was doing later that year, and you know, without these photos, I don't think I would be where I am now. So after we get done shooting, I'll talk a little more and kind of keep going along with the progression of, you know, where I started and how I got to where I am today. But like I was saying before we got started, your style develops over time. So those photos I showed you, those are from like early 2014, mid 2014. I was doing like all this crazy nonsense with the colors. I don't know what I was doing. But later that year and into 2015, this is what my photos started to look like. It was kind of a combination that happened of me just over time trying new things and letting my taste develop. And these are the photos from later that year and early 2015. As you can see, there's still some things done with the colors. I always like vibrant colors, but now the photos are done a little bit different, so they're not as in your face. And this editing style right here, this style that I developed over time, developed into something that I liked even more later that year, which I will show you after I shoot with Chris. Basically, the point of all this is let things develop. Letting things develop takes time, but your taste will develop and so will your style of photos. Right, Chris?
Yeah.
Chris has gotten a lot better since I first met him.
Man, I used to be straight garbage.
Now we're gonna head downtown. We're gonna try to shoot in like the Atlanta train system, which is called MARTA. It's been a while since I went down there because they're like real dicks about kicking people out of the train stations. But you know, I kind of want to try tonight because it's been quite some time since we were down there. So we're headed to MARTA. Alright, we're downtown. We are in Peachtree Center. They're really weird about us filming down here, so I don't know how much filming I'm gonna do. This place is pretty sick though.
This is a Homage Beats.
hard ass station and nobody shoots down here. Yo, nobody shoots down here. People are so asleep on the Civic Center station. Like I said, it's been forever since I shot down here. Successful mission down here. Me and Chris got some good shots. This is definitely the most New York feeling subway station that we have in Atlanta because it's pretty small. Got like all the lights going through and everything. Back to this whole editing style thing that we were talking about earlier in the video. So last thing I showed you was the progression from 2014 to late 2014 into 2015. So now we're gonna progress one step further. These are the photos that really changed pretty much everything for me. This is Atlanta Going Up 2, which was a book that I did in 2015, so a while ago. It was all aerial photos of Atlanta and just everything clicked. I kind of figured out what direction I wanted to take my editing and what direction I wanted to take my photos, especially at that time. And these are the results. Here are the photos. So hopefully so far you can kind of see the progression of my images from 2014, 15, and into late 15. And it keeps progressing more and more, and I'm going to explain more. Walked up to this stained glass window right here, and Chris wants to get a portrait of me in front of it, but I had to show him first. Check out this picture of my boy Pat that I took here. According to Instagram, this was on April 22nd, 2014. We've been out here and we've been shooting on the stained glass. But yeah, we're about to do a portrait here really fast. Portrait complete. We are about to move on. We're probably about to be done. So far we talked about 2014, early 2015, then we talked about Atlanta Going Up. And basically, if you've been paying attention, you've seen the things that have changed. Like elements of one style have transitioned into the next and then into the next. And I think that's the biggest key of creating your style of work. Whatever it is, if you do portraits, if you edit a certain way, whatever makes you, you, it takes a lot of time to develop, and they develop in steps. After the summer of 2015, a few months later, I started working on my first gallery, which was called The Big Peach. It was at ABV Gallery. The work that was included in that show was a culmination of a lot of different things. My early work was very color heavy. After Atlanta Going Up 2, that was a whole project of basically revolving around the city. So what I did was I took that city-based concept, and then I applied those color theories and those things that I was doing with color to create these images right here. This was late 2015. This was a huge success for me. This show was amazing, and these photos right here, both edit-wise and what the images were of, was a culmination of a lot of experimenting and just different inspirations and different pieces of my taste. And after I did that show, my taste changed a lot going into 2016 and into this year. So we're gonna go move around the city a little more, finish up. Alright guys, I'm back home. It's the next day. I just got done editing last night's vlog. Came out great. Where we left off was after the Big Peach, talking about my gallery in 2015. Now I'm going to keep this short because the video is already getting long, but this is the most important takeaway from this video. Going into 2016, I had found something that worked. That gallery worked. A lot of people knew who I was after that gallery, and I was getting more jobs than ever. So I kept using that particular style. I kept shooting cityscapes. I was doing more nature stuff, but still focusing on that particular style of editing. And then something happened in the middle fall 2016. I got sick of it. I was tired of doing the same thing, and I wasn't feeling fulfilled creatively. So what I did was I sat down and I started reworking a lot of old work, and I started just trying to shoot even more. Go out as much as I can, and instead of thinking, just capture what I want. I feel like it's really important to stay true to yourself, and as you get older and as your life changes and things progress through your life, your work as a photographer should reflect that. You know, I look back at those photos that I showed you at the beginning, they're ridiculous. I don't really like them anymore, but they're important that they're there because they show a time in my life where that was my taste, that was my preference, and you can see how it transitions into now. So while I keep talking, here are some photos from the last 4 months, and you can kind of see how things have shifted from 2015 into the end of 2016, early 2017. So the real takeaway point I want to make with this video is developing a style and developing what makes you as an artist takes time, and you have to allow yourself to let these things develop. You can't compare yourself to other people. You can't look at other people's work and try to emulate it, because at the end of the day, you're not being yourself. If you want to have a unique style, if you want to have something that you're known for, it has to come from within you. You can pull inspiration from other places, but it has to come from inside of you, and it has to be true to you. It's time to grow, be patient, and always remember, create the work for yourself. Your style reflects you. So hey, if you found this video helpful, if you like the photos in it, whatever it is, do me a favor, hit the like button and share it with someone else who you think would be interested. As always, guys, I really appreciate you watching. Drop a comment below, kind of let me know your thoughts on the stuff we talked about today. And as always, I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.